Hello ladies and gentlemen, I just finished making another video and it's about using your weeds. Using your weeds. This is the Morning Gardener here, as you can see on the shirt right there. This is the Morning Gardener. I'm using weeds more than ever in my garden because it really works. It does what it's supposed to do. And think about it, it's free. So no one can let you know about this on the air because they know for a fact that using weeds doesn't make them money. So these companies are making money selling you and I very expensive fertilizers. And if you don't believe me, go in any store, go on any website and try to look at what the prices are on those fertilizers, and you can't even believe it yourself that they're charging that much for fertilizer. Let's go on. My tea that I make is made with compost that I get for free, weeds, leaves, and grass clippings. I let them sit for 6 months, a year, it doesn't matter. I let it sit there until it turns into, looks like dirt. Now, the other thing I do is I back it up because I just add a little bit of black cow to it. I pay a little bit for that, $5 a bag, $5, $5 little dollars. You spend more than that, more than for coffee, okay? Then the next thing I do to back that up, if that doesn't have all the nutrients that my plants need, I back it up again with weeds from my very garden. Weeds that are picking up minerals from the soil, from the very soil that they're growing in. And I give them that. Then on top of that, to back that up, I give them pure rainwater. Loaded with all kind of nutrients that the plants need instead of using that nasty water from your plumbing from your city pipelines. Nope, don't want to use that. I found out it slows your plant's growth down. Don't want to use that. Use all natural. This is the Morning Gardener, and the video is coming up next right after these messages.
Hello, this is the Morning Gardener. Weeds everywhere. Look at this, all through my blueberry patch. Weeds everywhere. But is that necessarily a bad thing? It's not. You got to look at the condition of the blueberries. Look at them. Look at these beautiful leaves. And I want you to notice very little, if any, bug bites. Because it's such a variety that the bugs can eat from everything down there. Everything, every kind of weed, every kind of grass. And that's what they do. Look at this. They're not eating up the berries. The bugs are occupied by just a whole buffet of different types of plants to eat from. And so they don't get to my plants. And they keep the ground cool. They also load the ground up with nitrogen that they pull from the minerals and also from the air. Weeds for me is a benefit. Look at the weeds. All I do, see this here, overnight action. I keep the weeds back, and that's all I do. And I just pull them back from my plants. That's all I do. And you see here, I just pull them back. As long as they don't take over, I'm good. But I just pull them back. This will need to be pulled back. I'll do that a little later because it's plenty hot out here today. It's plenty hot. But the weeds, look at that. Another plant. No bug bites. Nothing. Another plant here where you can see I pulled the weeds back. Then the blueberry plant is in the center. Beautiful. I want you to look at this. A lot of you have problems with your squash. Look at this here. Not one single bug bite anywhere. Big beautiful leaves and no bug bites. I don't spray them. I don't do anything like that. All I do is give them my plant boost. Look at my tomatoes. Huge, over 6 feet across. 6 feet across. No bug bites nowhere on these plants. Nowhere. Because they're eating all the weeds. And it keeps the ground cool because you see all the weeds around it. You can't really tell the tomatoes from the weeds. I'll come out here today. I'll pull them back some once it cools down. I just came out here to shoot this video for you real quick. Here's another one I put in 2 days ago. And you see where I spaced it out from the weeds. And then you got the weeds right up close to it that keeps the ground moist. I got watermelon out here. Moons and Stars from Mr. Revel Gardener. I got them from him, the seeds. And look at that. That was just put out 2 days ago. You see where there's no weeds around it, but the weeds are close by, and they keep the bugs occupied. They keep the fertility in the soil good, because they go down and they drill and they open up the soil and deposit different sugars and things in the soil. And look at that, this pepper plant. Look at it. I want you to look at this. Very little, if any, bug bites anywhere. The leaves are just beautiful, and it's out here amongst all these weeds, and there's no bug bites. You don't have to overwater with this type of method, because the weeds help. Look at this plant grows here. This is a tomato plant, and it's all dark and moist around the leaves, around the roots. When I come in water, I just do a quick little shot of water and it's done. Look at the cucumbers. Look at the leaves. Do you see any bites? I just want you to know, do you see any bites on this? No, you don't. So look at the weeds right next to it. Grasshoppers on plants right next to it, and they're not eating the plants. It's like a jungle up here, right next to the apple trees. And I'll just cut back what I need to cut back, and then I'll use them to just grow my plants, the weeds. I pull them down, I mulch with them, I make fertilizer out of it, like up here. Let's go up here for a second. This is what I do with my weeds. And see the weeds over here growing in my compost pile. All that'll be pulled up and dropped. And then in here, look at this. That's what I use, folks. That's what I use, made from weeds, compost, cow manure. All right, folks. Look at all the weeds. Oh, and you see the raspberries. Let me get me a couple of these boys here. Well, I'll just take one, because I just want to taste them and see what they taste like. Nice and healthy. That's sweet. That is sweet. Look at all these. See the weed here. Raspberries over 3 feet tall. Full back here. And think about this, folks. All I bought was like 3 plants, and now I got over 100 plants, because I know how to split them up and make them work for you. You don't have to keep buying 8 and 12 and 20 plants like they tell you to buy. All right, this is the morning garden. Look at this. I even got weeds growing in trash cans, which I will pull up and put them in the compost.